Hello, my name is John York. Today, we're delving into the fascinating world of spices to unravel their incredible influence on world cuisine. Fueled by the globally increasing demand for authentic food cuisine and new product launches, the spices market is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 6.5% to reach $9.7 billion by 2027. Such planetarian expansion was definitely worth a special broadcast. Welcome to Season 2 of Food History Pills. In the course of history, spices have shaped cultures, driven exploration, and even sparked wars. They have been prized for centuries, not only for their aromatic flavors, but also for their medicinal properties and their ability to transform dishes into culinary masterpieces. The history of spice is almost as old as human civilization. It is a history of lands discovered, empires built and brought down, wars won and lost, treaties signed and flouted, flavors sought and offered, and the rise and fall of different religious practices and beliefs. Spices were among the most valuable items of trade in ancient and medieval times. These tiny ingredients have shaped cultures, ignited trade routes, and transformed the way we experience food. Spices didn't just season food, they added zest to life itself. Our journey begins in the heart of ancient civilizations, where spices were regarded as precious gifts from the gods. Spices originated in diverse corners of the world, and their allure sparked a global quest for flavor. Traders and explorers embarked on perilous journeys to discover these valuable treasures. As long ago as 3500 BC, the ancient Egyptians were using various spices for flavoring food, in cosmetics, and for embalming their dead. The use of spices spread through the Middle East to the Eastern Mediterranean and Europe. Spices from China, Indonesia, India, and Sri Lanka were originally transported overland by donkey or camel caravans. For almost 5,000 years, Arab middlemen controlled the spice trade until European explorers discovered a sea route to India and other spice-producing countries in the East. In the Middle Ages, spices played a crucial role in preserving food. They masked the taste of spoiled ingredients and brought to life otherwise bland dishes. Spices were often used in complex blends, like the famous medieval spice mixtures that combined flavors like cinnamon, ginger, and cardamom. These aromatic concoctions were sought after by nobles and royalty that showcased their stature through lavish feasts seasoned with the rarest spices from distant lands. By then, spices had become symbols of power and wealth. The search for a cheaper way to obtain spices from the East led to the Great Age of exploration and the discovery of the New World. European explorers such as Ferdinand Magellan, Vasco da Gama, and Bartholomew Diaz began their long sea voyages to discover a sea route to the sources of spices. Christopher Columbus went westwards from Europe in 1492 to find a sea route to the lands of spices, but found the Americas. In 1497, the Portuguese navigator Vasco da Gama discovered a sea route around the southern tip of Africa, eventually reaching Kozhikode on the southwest coast of India in 1498. Da Gama returned from his voyage with a cargo of nutmegs, cloves, cinnamon, ginger, and peppercorns. Imagine the excitement of sailors and merchants unloading those perfumed sacks from faraway lands. These exotic spices were not only rare, but also worth their weight in gold. Fierce competition among European nations for control of the spice trade was the driving force behind the colonization of India and other Asian lands. At various times, the Portuguese, Dutch, French, Spanish, and English established monopolies over various parts of the spice trade. This period saw empires founded and fortunes made, and was also characterized by brutal conquests, piracy, and greed. This era saw the formation of trading empires such as the British East India Company. The demand for spices led to the establishment of sprawling spice plantations. The lush landscapes of countries like Indonesia, Sri Lanka, and the Caribbean became synonymous with flavors that conquered palates across the world. From the fragrant cinnamon of ancient Egypt to the aromatic cardamom of India, spices held spiritual significance and adorned rituals. As civilizations flourished, so did the desire for spices. The spice routes were born, connecting the east to the west through treacherous terrains and vast oceans. Imagine traders braving desert heat and unforgiving seas, all in pursuit of these exotic treasures. Spices, once only enjoyed by the elite, eventually reached every corner of society. They transcended borders and cultures, integrating themselves into everyday cooking. Spices were not anymore just about taste. They held cultural significance, adding depth and character to cuisines around the world. Today, spices continue to enchant our taste buds and add depth to our meals. They have become more accessible, but their allure remains strong. They've influenced fusion cuisines and invited culinary experimentation. From the fiery heat of chili peppers to the warm aroma of cinnamon, spices have become an integral part of our global pantry. Whether it's the complex blends of Indian curries, the pungency of Middle Eastern za'atar, or the fiery kick of Mexican chilies, spices remain at the heart of cultural identity. So, the next time you savor a mouth-watering curry, a flavorful tagine, or a fragrant cup of chai, remember the humble spices that played a vital role in shaping these culinary delights. Spice festivals around the world celebrate these aromatic wonders, inviting us to explore their history, flavors, and cultural significance. But let's not forget the farmers. Behind every jar of spice lies the hard work of dedicated individuals who cultivate, harvest, and process these precious ingredients. In an era of global trade and sustainability, supporting fair practices and quality sourcing ensures a bright future for the spice industry and the communities it empowers. And so, as we savor the flavors of our favorite dishes, let's remember the ancient voyages, the battles over trade routes, and the moments of cultural exchange that have shaped our culinary landscape. There you have it, it's over. If you found this exploration as thrilling as I did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for History Food Channel. And always remember that eating is a privilege. Enjoy it. Bye.